guys, welcome back to my channel, Lorene HD. Today I have more than words to share with you. As you can see, I have received a few requests to share my products and tips on how I go about reducing the frequency of outbreaks, and so I have decided to make a video out of it. And there it is. So first of all, this is not a video about miracle treatments and cures that will cure herpes forever and ever. If this is what you're looking for, unfortunately. However, if you're looking for ways to potentially reduce the frequency of herpes outbreaks or treat the sores when they still decide to pop out and say what's up, there might be something useful for you in the next couple minutes. Let me also make the quick disclaimer that this video is not sponsored by anyone. No brand approached me to sponsor their product, yada yada yada. These literally all come from my bathroom cabinet. So for people who were newly diagnosed with herpes, I would recommend waiting between 3 to 6 months to sort of see how the virus plays out in their own body. And try to notice patterns between things that you do or don't do and that seem to trigger an outbreak, so you can optimize according to that. Because obviously everyone's body needs different things to be at their best. And for example, one thing that I learned from my own body is that my immune system really values sleep, and it does not forgive me when I deprive it from sleep. So the thing that outside of like products, I really try to do and keep up, like have some consistency, is to get those 7 or 8 hours of sleep at night, because it is like the thing that my immune system values the most amongst other things that I do or don't do. So let's start with what I do to prevent herpes sores. So in terms of drugs, I take Valacyclovir every day. Other drugs are Acyclovir or Pharmacist that you could also take every day. This is what it looks like. It can be blue, it can be white. These ones are blue, and I take one every day. And this is a drug that you would take if you had a herpes outbreak, but from the moment that you take it every day, regardless of if you're having an outbreak or not, it's called suppressive therapy, which is a bit of a misleading term, because what suppressive therapy does is it doesn't suppress the virus, it just puts it in a dormant condition, which is still very valuable because it basically, reduces the frequency of outbreaks, reduces the duration of an outbreak, and it also reduces the amount of virus that is shed through the particles that your body sheds outside of outbreaks, which is called asymptomatic shedding. So, yay to suppressive therapy, but just don't assume that because you take Valacyclovir, Acyclovir, or Pharmacist every day, you're just like not having the virus in your body. And that's pretty much the only drug I take. The rest are all natural immune system boosters. So for example, here I have capsules of grapefruit seed extracts. So this is what it looks like. I'm going to show you the box, although it's in French, because it tends to cost less in France. But basically, this is a cure that you would do for a month. You would take 1 capsule a day for a month. There are 30 in this box. It also comes in drops. As you can see here, there's a little cup that would help you pour the right amount. Again, this is grapefruit seed extracts in drops, and the quantity here is 2.5 milliliters per day to put in a small glass of water and drink every day for a month. And you can do that, let's say, every from 3 to 6 months. It's a good sort of treatment to do. What this is basically a natural antibiotic, and it really helps your immune system to be up regardless of if you have an outbreak or not. If you're trying to prevent catching colds in flu season, this is also something that you should consider, regardless of just in terms of a herpes outbreak. Another natural immune system booster that I really like is Echinacea Supreme. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it well, but this is from Herpes. So again, this is a natural immune system booster. You can take 1 per day for a month. You would either do the grapefruit seed extract or the Echinacea treatment, and you can even sink it during periods of outbreaks so that it helps your body sort of heal faster. And if you try it out, please let me know how it works on your own body, because I'm curious to know. Some viewers mentioned taking lysine, which I have never tried for no particular reason, but if you have and you have, you know, positive reviews, negative reviews about it, please share them in the comments below, as I'm sure other people are curious about it, including myself. Now, hygiene-wise, a very unlikely candidate yet very appreciated one is baking soda. Good old baking soda. Last year I wrote a piece on the state of sexual health where I interviewed a nurse practitioner who's specialized in STDs, and she shared with me that a lot of feminine hygiene products were actually causing things like yeast infections because the pH of those products is higher than our own pH in that area. So I started researching alternative products, maybe natural products that could be a good substitute, and I came across baking soda. And on top of being a good natural cleaner, it's also a good product to prevent odor for both men and women. So it's like hitting two birds with one stone. And I love it. I love it. Once you get past that initial, like, what the fuck perception, I'm sure you will love it. The reason why I love it is because it has, you know, it's grainy, so it has a bit of that scrubby texture. It's not harsh at all, but it just gives you the feeling of, you know, scrubbing and really cleaning that area. And it also leaves the skin really, really, really soft. Now it's up to you to decide if you want to use it during times of herpes outbreaks. According to the severity of your outbreak, it could be quite a painful experience, and it will help your sores heal faster, but I just want to set expectation that, you know, the experience might not be so enjoyable. So diet-wise, I know that there are some foods that actually increase the chances of herpes outbreaks, but to be totally honest with you guys, the food is the one area that I have the hardest time to compromise. So I don't remove anything from my diet particularly. I don't over-consume them, but I don't remove them either. However, I make sure that I add the foods that are friendlier, so like apple, cabbage, broccoli, and I make sure that, you know, my diet also incorporates those. Underwear-wise, I try to use cotton panties as much as possible. I don't have it here, but what cotton does is that it absorbs, you know, secretions and sweat, and leaving your skin dry and sort of preventing things like, you know, yeast infections or just itch. So now, how I go about treating herpes sores. Again, I take Valacyclovir. Whenever I have an outbreak, I increase the dosage, so I take 2 pills a day, one in the morning, one in the evening. And there's also these ointments. So here I have a Zovirax ointment or Acyclovir ointment, and what you can do with that, I use a Q-tip and I put some ointment to directly rub on the sore, and I do that in addition to taking Valacyclovir just to boost the healing process. Now on the natural side, I use essential oil of lavender fine. Apparently it's important that it's the fine type of lavender because this one has anti-infection properties. But again, I use a Q-tip and I pour a few drops, maybe 2 or 3, because this is really strong, and I rub it directly on the sore. It obviously leaves your skin feeling really, really fresh, but it also dries your sore and helps it heal faster. Another super good natural remedy that I love, love, love is coconut oil. I personally use coconut oil as a makeup remover, as a hair fortifier. I use it as a cooking oil, which is a very healthy option for cooking. And you know, I might end up turning into a coconut at some point because of how much I use it. But you know, as you can see right now, it is solidified because it's pretty cold in my living room. So if that's the case, you can again use a Q-tip, scrap the surface off, and rub it against the sore. I would recommend coconut oil at night so that you don't have that oily feeling in your genital area during the day, which can be a bit uncomfortable. And using lavender fine to heal your sore during the day. Lastly, I once ran out of Acyclovir and I was looking for alternative drugs that could help me relieve the symptoms of an outbreak, and I discovered that Ibuprofen here is a very good alternative in case of emergency because it's an anti-inflammatory and it will basically stop the evolution of the outbreak. So check with the pharmacist for the right dosage, but this might be helpful for people who are experiencing their first outbreak and are at home and don't have an Acyclovir prescription. You can take ibuprofen to relieve your symptoms. So this is pretty much everything that I've incorporated in my lifestyle since catching herpes. And I want to make sure to tell you this before I leave you guys, but it's totally up to you whether you want to optimize your lifestyle to reduce the frequency of outbreaks. I don't want you guys to feel like, oh my god, I caught herpes and now I have to completely change my lifestyle and I have to start using all these things. Like, you don't. It's really up to you. If you're fine with having, herpes outbreaks at the frequency you're having, then don't. But in case you were looking for alternatives and more natural ways to prevent herpes sores or cure them, I just want you guys to know that there are ways and options out there, including the ones that I shared with you today. So you pretty much know how it goes by now. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback on any product that you have used and that I have not talked about in this video, please leave it in the comments below. If you think this video was helpful, please leave a thumbs up. And if you want to ask me questions or talk to me privately, you can go on the Holler section of my blog that I have linked in the information below. That's it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Ciao.